5 years as the data was updated and put into the showcase in every department, starting from our curriculum, our teaching learning activities. Is there any changes in the syllabi? And currently the modification because of the in a global scenario, changing scenario, we have changed our syllabus are incorporated for the new syllabus and technology oriented, skill oriented knowledge and transform knowledge with a new. So all these aspects and we have started within a projects, the projects and new projects, new dimensions. It will be useful to the society as a whole. And all these projects, when it was to synchronize within a new technology and to adopt it within a new skill-oriented and mechanized course within a human intellectual knowledge and such as in-depth studies of analysis, incubator centers, startup centers, and the libraries as well as including the comforts and facilities by a child, hostel facilities, canteen facilities, dining hall facilities, library facilities, even the specially able challenged children are there, means of transport within the campus, providing for any special ramps, providing for from exemptions in a mess bills payment, providing for any special assistive devices for any computers software to the able challenged one. In all these aspects, infrastructural facilities, drinking water safe and the drinking water facilities, electricity facilities, net facilities, computers. So all these aspects, health and hygienic aspects, we have other health centers provided, how many beds, what are the infrastructure has. The same time, sports and games, gymnasium, as well as in the yoga and consciousness, sports and game, what kinds of sports are there, indoor games and outdoor games, and the sports, athletic oriented, or a track. So how many of the events are and who are the people are in a prominence of the sports and games? Earlier, the last 5 years, the credentials. And all these list outs, the national level, international level, and what their achievement levels shown and present. That is also be needed in your suggestions. The importance of the internet in higher education. The importance of higher education in today's society is unprecedented. The world is gradually changing, and so is technology. The internet has become a platform for many students who cannot afford to study in our regular one, who cannot afford to study in our regular one. There are many sources that help non-regular students to educate them, lives, to educate themselves to the online website, offer full-time courses in a different fields of study. So there is an opportunity for that distance mode learning, and sometimes the online courses. Some courses are not available in a regular manner, and we have chosen for a distance mode of learning. That's why the Indira Gandhi Open University at New Delhi, Ambedkar Open University at Hyderabad. The importance of the ICT in higher education. ICT stands for the Information and Communication Technology, and similarly means the involvement of technology in communication and information exchange. It plays an important role in the higher education also. Online learning or an e-learning is one such a great example of ICT inclusion in the higher studies. It has become a very popular in the present scenario when live classes are not possible. It also promotes higher order thinking skills in students, enhances their subject. The learning encourages collaboration, improves knowledge, retention, engages in discussion, and many more. See the ICT classroom, their colleagues, you know that in our LKG student, UK students and technocrat schools, concept schools, in the modern times, the last 2 decadal period, they are enormous, and the preschooling and the children from the age group of third, 3 years later, they are admitting to a corporate schools, concept schools. They are also make using of the ICT classrooms, air-conditioned classrooms, air conditions, dining halls. All these, the latest information or artificial intelligence, they are also be using technology and bringing closer to the teaching learning activities in a real sense. And for a effective teaching and effective learning, it is also useful. Today, the artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, and similar other techniques are playing a major role in almost every domain. The present challenges can be met when education understands the importance of leadership in her education. The artificial intelligence, because of the new inventions, discoveries, data sciences, machine learning, and similarly other techniques. Now they're playing a major role in the almost every domain, or in the field of medicine, pharmaceutical sciences, science and technology, or engineering, in all aspects of, in all areas in the law. And the present challenges can be met when the students understand the importance of leadership in higher education. Dear colleagues, the leadership is lagging and the mechanical, and mostly we are leadership. The leader is in the forefront. The leader has possessed a vast knowledge. So they all, including all the subjects, not only for in a mastery over the one subject, remaining other subjects also is comparing with other one subject to another, and he has to synchronizing and connectivity between the one subject to the others, and making very closer to the to resolve the life challenges, and with those knowledge the child is very powerful and a knowledgeable one and ready to face for any kind of problem or hurdle will arise. Relationship between the education, social mobility and status. One is the education, social mobility, status. What are the various government institutes for a higher education in India? The Indian government have a, has taken several initiatives in the improve the higher education system in the country. Some of the major initiatives are education quality, upgradation and inclusion program, EQUIP, technical education quality improvement program of Government of India, TECIP, the Institute of Eminence, IOE, the funding and the financing, the higher education financing agency, Rashtriya also Rashtriya Utsav Chusar Shikshan Abhiyan, RUSA. It is also one of the agency through central government to the state government to provide the infrastructural facility or financing and to provide it the immediate through the proposals to universities to state government. State government is allocation some of the funds to renovation, upgradation, provided the infrastructural facilities, and otherwise in the salaries, research and development. Prime Minister's Research Fellows, Nehru Scheme of Promotions of Academic and the Research Collaboration Committee. Impacting the resource innovation, technology, impactful research in social science. So the above mentioned agencies are providing the financial assistance. Technology and the e-governance. National Educational Alliance for Technology, National Academic Depository, PG Parsala Surveys and Ranking, National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF, National Institutional Ranking and Framework, All India Survey on Higher Education. So these are all the two important agencies. National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF ranking for the area. And this assessment was teaching learning activity and achievement of the individuals. Then fellow colleagues, students or scholars or not teaching who have got the opportunity and to apply and whatever the papers they are needed, then we have submitted the report, sent for the assessment, and then the rankings and courses. Those courses are useful to their day-to-day life. The courses content will be having the both theory and practice. After they come out from the educational institutions, they may got an employment opportunity or not. And all these important things are included in the All India Survey on Higher Education. The vocational education, national appreciation, national apprenticeship training scheme, NATS, Shreyas program. See, under the vocational education, National Apprenticeship Training Scheme, NATS, 3 years program. So this accommodation to provided by the university, to provide the infrastructure by the university, to attracted the inviting for the senior-most professors are in a superannuated one and to give training for the younger generation. International outreach, study in India program, holding the IIT joint entrance examination, IIT JEE, in 25 countries, setting up of branches of IITs in other countries. So, dear friends, the holding the joint entrance examinations conducted by the IITs and jointly conducted by the 25 countries, setting up of the branches of IITs in the other countries. Scholarships, central sector scheme of scholarships for the college and university students. The central sector schemes of a scholarship of a college. It is an essential for that to provide for the financial assistance to the students, scholars, faculty. One is for the students. Students may update it themselves, make use of the financial assistance to grow certain heights as early as possible. They are completing their a target-oriented research program and produce a quality of papers in ISSN and ISBN with numbers. Studying in the India program, holding two IITs joint entrance examination, IITs, JEE in the 25 countries, setting up of a branches of IITs in other countries so that the international standards and global standards IITs, the below 100 rank, below 200 rank, below 500 ranks in the world class universities. It may be expanded, it may be going to be established in some other country, and the international exchange program, international knowledge sharing with that, and a few years working here in India and go for an abroad, and they will also be continued later. Scholarships, central sector schemes of scholarships for college and university students. National fellowships and the scholarships for an higher education of ST students. And sometimes there is a need for that SC, ST, basic minority, there in weaker sections and deprived sections. For that, according to the Indian Constitution, you have to provide it for the financial assistance to the deprived sections and giving a helping hand for them to mingling in the mainstream. That is more important because of India is a first populous country in the world, but there was a huge population. Now this enrolling into the higher education, there is a need and important for the financial assistance to getting admission into the higher institutions. National fellowships and the scholarship for higher education of STs and students, not only for SCs and STs, there is a constitutionally provision is there for providing for the scholarships for the students, those are belongs to the scheduled tribe and scheduled caste students. And basing on that merit, scholarships are announced by the government, union government, and it is helpful for their fulfillment or pursuance of their post-graduation as well as the doctorate, PhD degrees, in some aspect to postdoctoral degrees also to be completed. Merit come means scholarships for the a professional and technical courses for the minorities. Like an SC, ST, the minority students also got the merit scholarships. From means the scholarships for the professional and technical course. So that is this is obligatory. There will be need and importance to provide opportunities to bringing out, to come out from that minority status to elevate and emerge in our society on par with others. They'll also they became as a role models for the society, for which the state government as well as the union government have provided this scholarship. Pragati Scholarship for NA girls. The special scholarship schemes for the Northeast regions. The Pragati scholarships for the girls, especially for the girls, those are involved in the higher education, those who are joined in higher education due to their financial constraints, they are not pursuants or they became as a dropout from the higher education. The women population due to the social state of the women is going to be declined, for which we have to provide it. The governments are come forward and the financial assistance to the girl children, girl students. It will be helpful for their pursuance of their master's degree as well as the research PhDs. And the special scholarships schemes for the North Eastern region, the Seven Sisters called, and the North Eastern region. So the abnormal climatic conditions, they are far away from hill areas and snow falling, and that's why they are far away from the mainstreams, for which they have a special scholarship schemes for those to encourage the Northeast state students, region students to enrollment in the higher education. Technology and e-governance, National Educational Alliance for Technology, National Academic Depository, EPG Pathshala, National Educational Alliance for Technology, National Academic Depository, EPG Pathshala, through an online, the technology of e-governance, and it will be available at the portals. It is an online e-governance to make use of all the higher education students to enroll and pursuance, to acquire knowledge. Surveys and the ranking. National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF. Friends, we are all aware of that NRIF rankings given by the all India level, and the higher education institutions. There are certain parameters. They will evaluate our students' enrollment, course structures, course revisions. Is there any modifications according to the new strategies, curriculum, content, employability, skill development, technological development, technology assistance, laboratory conditions, library, playgrounds, startup centers, incubator centers, scientific laboratories, and universities, the higher education institutes, and the industries collaboration. Under the CRI funds, improvisation are changing the infrastructure facilities with the help of CRI funds, and DST projects, science and technology, and all these parameters and individual scientific discoveries, inventions, patents, and awarding of the PhD degrees, MPhils and PhD degrees, post-graduation projects, and all these comes under the evaluation giving the NRI rank national institutional ranking framework. It is indication of an institution, their caliber and capacities, academic standards, it clearly shows basing on the NRI ranking. Research, teaching, learning, research, and the extension activities, and campus interviews, employability, the internet to attract the international students, the worldwide, world class, like in universities, standards improvise. There are several parameters as given by the in that national institutional ranking framework. All India Survey on Higher Education. It is also basing on that our achievements, academic performance, academic excellency, the research, employability, our technology, where those who are discovery and invented our technology, new technologies, or your knowledge will be borrowing to the others and reputed in the international organizations are come forward to borrow or to solve your projects or the collaboration with any international institutes and organizations, academic forums, all these comes under this. The vocational education, national apprenticeship training schemes, NATS, SRIA's program. These are all the vocational education. The vocational education means to provide it for the vocation for the vocational education help for the getting for the employment opportunity. To choose for the employability, to stand on our own legs. We're getting the financial assistance and we have to develop our technological aspects are meritorious. What we have gained knowledge in a proficiency, professional knowledge, and the knowledge will be applicable into the society. And in turn, we get the employability opportunity and financial resources, for which is the National Apprenticeship Training Scheme. One way we are acquired knowledge, a new knowledge, the latest knowledge, technological knowledge and skills. The other one, wherever you go for that in your society, through that application, you gained knowledge, their application of knowledge and getting to the employability and financial resource assistance resources will gain. For this juncture, I'll give the tea break for a few minutes. 10 minutes. The 15 minutes for a tea break. Dear colleagues, in this juncture, 15 minutes for a tea break, please. Minutes.